Hey guys. Hey. Wanted to hop on here real quick while I am headed to get the kiddos and share something with y'all real quick that I was having a conversation with somebody about. Y'all know I love these, like when I have these amazing conversations, hopping on here and having just a discussion about certain things. So here's the deal. Nicole Cooper here. If you are joining me for the first time, I help people turn their passions into profits, their dreams into big bank accounts, and I help show businesses how to really begin to build a brand and a brand messaging that will attract their tribe, right? So I want to talk to y'all really quickly because there is some shifts happening in life and in business that many of us are sleeping on, okay? And y'all know I like to talk about the deep, undisclosed stuff that most people will avoid conversations about, because I feel like a lot of times, especially in the culture that we live in here in America, they're very good at keeping us distracted from knowing and understanding the truth, okay? They're good at keeping us distracted so that we're so overwhelmed with being entertained by the drama of uselessness that we miss what's really happening in our society and in our environment, okay? So I did a video about this maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I think I was living in Florida at the time, 2 or 3 years ago. And somebody called me and they was like, Nick, remember you talked about this happening, and it happened. It was me talking about the fact that another recession is bound to come, right? Another recession is bound to come. And when the government shutdown happened, the federal, what do they call it? Federal shutdown happened, and all this stuff started happening, a lot of people started getting concerned because in an instant, y'all, 800,000 people were out of work. I read a post today about the fact that Donald Trump is not wanting to give people their back pay. When he promised that they were going to get paid for their time working with no pay, now he's saying he's not going to pay them. It's this whole issue and ordeal going on, okay? And so if we look at what's happening now, here's the thing, you guys, every 8 to 10 years, there's some type of recession. If you go back historically and you look at the charts of how our economy works, that's just the way the economy works, okay? Economies go up, economies go down. And every time there is some major issue or some traumatizing event that takes place in our country, what happens is they find a way to stimulate the economy to cover up what's really going on to get people inspired to spend money again. So, prime example. After 9/11 happened, and I'll never forget the headlines and the news stations and all these different things that were trying to encourage people not to live in fear and to go back and spend in the economy. And, you know, they started promoting the Made in the USA stuff and all this other stuff, right? When we went into that whole issue with 9/11, they started doing things to get the economy encouraged to spend money again, because when people operate in fear, what do? They stop spending, they slow down, they don't do stuff, right? And happy Valentine's Day to y'all too, by the way, right? But the economy starts freezing up, and if people stop spending money, it devastates the economy. So they started doing all these things to get people to spend money, okay? All right, so they did that from 2001. I'll never forget this whole campaign that Bush was doing all the way up to 2005. They got us to get excited. People were out there spending money. I was a real estate agent at the time. People went out there and started buying houses, and you know, it was a boom. People had to camp out for housing and all that stuff. It was a seller's market. People had to bid on properties. I know, because that's when I ended up getting caught up with my investment properties, and I was trying to flip homes and renovating homes and doing all this stuff. I was a part of that, right? I was young, naive in my 20s, and I was like, the economy is good. I'm making a lot of money in real estate, and I was a part of that spending money. Boom, 2006. We went from one of the best economies in 2005 to 2006. Everything shut off in an instant, y'all. I was in real estate, and I remember I went from having my biggest month in 2005 in December to the market just like, it's like somebody turned the off button off. They just turned things off, okay? And in 2006, everything slowed down. By 2007, the market had collapsed. Housing was half the price of what people were paying for. By 2008, the official recession hit. People were in the situation they were in, right? And then that's what happened. People lost their houses, this generation is familiar with that recession. There was 3 recessions that took place in that. There was the housing market, there was banking, and then there was some other, I can't remember which one. You guys probably are well researched, but we literally had 3 recessions during that time from like 2006, 2007, from like 2006 to 2008. There's a ton of good movies out there. One of them is called The Big Short. If I can encourage y'all to go watch that movie, it's called The Big Short. If you can go, I think it's on Netflix and a couple of other places. Go watch it. It tells you what was going on behind closed doors with these big banks, putting people in massive debt so that they can end up losing their property. They were getting people on these loans with their homes, where they were giving them too much house, where they knew people could not afford those properties. And it was a whole lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with the banking industry, which is why the banking industry ended up collapsing and the government had to bail them out. Okay, this was back in 2006, 2007, 2008. Go watch the movie The Big Short. It will break everything down for you. And there's a couple of other movies that talk about the big thing that was happening behind the scenes with the corruption of banks during that time, right? So then last year was 2018, and it's so funny because the market was booming again. Now, I was in Los Angeles last year. I just got off the phone with somebody, and I said, when homes in Compton start costing $700,000, I'm concerned. I don't knock Compton. I got family members in Compton, but it was a massive drive up of real estate last year, and it freaked me out. And I remember being in my office, and I was in this meeting with these real estate investors, and I told them, I said, 2018 feels so familiar to 2005 that it's scaring the daylights out of me. It was freaking me out. Now, y'all listen. People don't like these kind of conversations because they call us negative. They say we're pessimistic. I actually talked to a couple people about this, and guess what? They won't call me back anymore. They won't respond to my text messages. They are running away from me, right? So, and here's the thing. A lot of us don't understand the difference between wisdom and negativity, right? Wisdom is understanding how wealthy people play the game, okay? Negativity and pessimism just means that you have an assumption that everything that's happening is always bad. Here's what I would tell you about a recession. And this is what I learned the first time. A recession is actually, okay, so my brother's on here, Andy Gill, right? Y'all see that? He said, America is sustainable by debt. And he said something, y'all gotta read it. I can't read it while I'm driving. My brother can break this sucker down for you so tough. I need to bring him on. I need to get my brother to write a book. My brother is one of the most brilliant men I ever met, and he understands everything going on behind the scenes. And he really literally has spent years digging into this stuff, right? So we'll have these discussions. But anyway, I'll get back to that in a second. But the bottom line is that true wealth is made in a recession for people who understand you got to have the capital when the market collapses. If you find Warren Buffett says you buy when everybody is selling and you sell when everybody is buying. Unfortunately, we are in a culture of consumerism where they motivate and inspire us to buy because they reignite the economy by making us feel good when everybody is making money, to get you to go back out there and to keep spending your money and getting into more debt. Because if you make more money, and that is the habits of our country, is we're consumers. So we are overabundant consumers that we live our lives in consumerism. We don't understand what it means to be a producer. We're consumers. Obviously our debt is entitled to so many different countries. We buy everything from China, right? Our clothes and stuff are made from China, through Malaysia. If you look at your clothes, they're made in Vietnam, all these different places. The majority of companies now are importing goods from other countries. We as a country have not done well with being producers. We have become consumers as a country, which is why our debt is in the trillions of dollars. That's a whole nother, I'm not going there, right? But it's a whole nother conversation. That the reality is this company is living off of amazing debt right now, to where there is no true value in money, right? Like, that's a whole nother conversation, okay? I'm not going there right now because some of y'all can't handle this. Here's my point that I want to say to you guys. when a recession happens, those who are smart, who saw when the economy was good and booming, who understood what it meant to scale your life down and begin to put yourself in a position where you have cash and the ability to access capital, your wealth is being developed in a recession, okay? So what does that mean? That means that wealthy people understand what it means to create the habits of the masses to go into amazing levels of debt, and they understand that they're not going to be able to sustain those expenses. And when they get to a point where they can no longer handle all the debt that they've accumulated, what do? They have to let things go. They have to let their properties go. They let their cars go. They let all these different things go. And people who have cash and people who have capital, people who have the money, are able to access your debt and your expenses, the things that you have spent your hard-earned living money on. They're able to access that for pennies on a dollar. And guess what? They access that for pennies on a dollar, and then they put themselves in position to turn right back around and sell it to you again at another premium price. It's a whole cyclical process, okay? My point in saying all of this is this. Guys, last year was booming so hardcore. And I kept telling people, I was like, you know what? This looks so much like 2005 that it's almost predictable of what's about to happen. No later than I said that, I think it was December 26th, Trump put us in a position where we had this federal shutdown, right? We didn't know how long it would last, but it literally ushered us into 2019 with fear and a reality that in an instant, this economy is going to shift. So if you read articles, and I went on ahead and I read a lot of articles. I read a lot of stuff. But one of the places where I love to read articles is on Realtor.com. If you have the app, they have the news there. And real estate is a predictor of your economy, okay? Real estate is a predictor of your economy. If real estate is doing well and it's a seller's market, the economy is booming. If real estate starts slowing down and it becomes a buyer's market, there's a shift economically, and you have to be aware of what's happening because it lets you know that things are going in the opposite direction. Immediately in January, one of the big headlines that was on Realtor.com is real estate's hottest markets cooled down in January of 2019, right? And my brother's saying derivatives. My brother's like very intelligent. I don't know what that derivatives market. So I need to bring you on, Jay. I need you to come on and actually explain this stuff. Y'all, my brother is, man, when I tell you he is the most amazing, intelligent, phenomenal, brilliant dude you ever want to meet. My brother did not go to college, but while I was in college reading books, I would call him, and me and him reading the same exact books, and he breaking down my college books to me because he had already read them. So anyway, he is a beast. I'm gonna bring you out, Jay. You're gonna have to come out and do a live with me because he can break this stuff down. He can tell you about your social security number, how they selling your social security number. That's a whole nother ball game. All right, I'm not going there. But real estate is a predictor, y'all, of what's happening. And the first thing that happened in January, it says hottest real estate markets cooled down in January, right? So an instant shift, like it's happened in 2005, an instant shift took place. And so we ended up with this federal shutdown. Next thing you know, we ended up with this government shutdown, right? Now, here's the thing about government stuff. Now, we have a huge population that is dependent upon government support, whether it's Section 8, whether it's disability, whether it's, my brother said, be cool. Yeah, it's some deep stuff. But whether it's all these different things, there's a lot of things about government that if that's impacted, y'all, it can impact every other area of our lives. Crime goes up, all these different things happen. And so when that started happening, in my head, I was like, okay, we are instantly being ushered into an alternative market. And I had gotten a warning like many years ago that we need to be positioned and prepared, y'all, to actually help people who end up in these traumatized situations where in an instant their income is gone. In an instant, things start shifting financially for people. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to replace their income. They don't understand how to get through hardship. They don't know those things because a lot of people have been in this space and place of, I get up, I go to work every single day. It's guaranteed. My 2-week paycheck is guaranteed every 2 weeks. And they just don't think about anything else. So when it happens in an instant, they're lost. And I realized like years ago with me learning the skills that I've learned online, it was like, listen, you're not learning these skills just so that you can be smart and know how to build businesses on the internet. You literally are becoming a gateway to show people how they can become able to run their own lives financially and position themselves to generate income financially so that they are no longer dependent upon another income source, right? So I understood that. So here we are into 2019. And we're already starting to see all these economic shifts happen. And one of the things that I've been telling people is, y'all, listen, downsize your lives, right? Everybody's getting super amped about making money. And then we get out here, we spend more money, we increase our debt, we get in these positions where we get so content with what we have that there's an assumption that things are going to stay the same. And we already had a warning in the beginning of 2019 that, the economy is about to shift. It is about to shift. And what that means, y'all, listen, I'm not saying everybody's about to need to go in panic. What I'm saying is you need to start thinking about how you're doing stuff and do it differently, how you're managing your money, the kind of overhead that you have, the kind of your position to actually start building a real business that is global. It is not just dependent upon one location or one source of income, but that you're actually understanding how to become a recession-proof business. Because y'all, when things are going the best is when you need to be thinking about what's going to happen when things shift. And I keep looking at all these people out here, unfortunately, we're getting into this place in the space where we're promoting the private jets and the Rolls Royces and the Phantoms and the big Benzes and the red bottoms. And we're creating and promoting all this materialism as a source of connection to success. And people are assuming that if I don't have those things, that I need to go ahead and start working to accumulate those things to attract success into my life, not realizing that these individuals are the very ones that become the pawns that lead you down the path of high debt and getting to a place where you can lose it all, right? You can lose it all. If you don't get yourself in a position now where you start being very mindful of how you spend your money, cutting back on your expenses, understanding what it means to invest versus what it means to spend. I get you, Jay. I see your message. What it means to invest versus what it means to spend. Let me tell y'all, and I'm going to tell y'all this because I've done this. I have cut my expenses down tremendously, okay? From car note to overhead expenses to creating a real solid budget to putting all these different things in place. And the reason why I've done that is for various reasons. The number one reason why I did that is because I don't want to operate from a place of desperation, okay? I tell people we operate from two sources. You either operate from desperation or you operate from inspiration. When you are inspired, it's because you have a vision, you understand where you're going, you're committed to the actions for whatever it takes, and the income level that you have is not a factor in how you make moves towards bringing that vision into your life. Versus if you're in a place of desperation, and I get it, Jay, versus in a place of desperation, you start going out here and you are doing whatever you can, scrambling, trying to make a dollar because you got so much overhead that if you don't make this next dollar, you're going to put yourself in some compromising positions. And we'll make sure we start having some private stuff. I'm going to start pulling y'all into some private meetings on this. But the reality is this, y'all, it's time to make some shifts. It's time for y'all to understand how to position yourself to start creating a level of wisdom, y'all. Listen, I cut so much stuff back in my life, and it's opened up the door. And this is what I was saying, it's opened up the door for me to begin to do the things that I know that God has called me and assigned me to do. Okay, he's called me and assigned me to do. I'm no longer operating from a place of pressure of I got to make X amount of dollars, because my overhead, y'all, is so doggone low. I heard Cardi B say her overhead was $250,000 to $300,000, and I'm thinking the pressure on this woman's shoulders to manage that level of income and to try to sustain that over time is what puts people like them into massive depression, and it puts them into serious levels of financial stress and strain because of the amount of burden that they accumulate, right? And we assume that that's a good thing because we making the money, not understanding people like MC Hammer made $40 million and ended up owing the IRS so many millions. Same thing with Mike Tyson. It's so many people, y'all, that have been there and they end up in the opposite position because of how they function, because they're making the money. And I'm picking up my kids, so they'll be coming in a second. But anyway, it's to stay out of pace of desperation. It's also to be able to do the things that God has called me to do so that I can be focused on the inspirational place that I'm supposed to be versus the desperational places that I'm just doing anything just to make a buck, right? So it allows me to operate at my full potential. It allows me to service my audience with such a level and a birthing of intention and an ability to really be just operating in my gift zone, right? And then the third thing too, guys, is that when I have disposable income, right? Because you can still be making the same income and cut your lifestyle and expenses down. But when you finally get to a place where you have disposable income, extra income, you now can start employing people that can help manifest your vision forward. See, here's the thing about a lot of entrepreneurs out here. Number one, a lot of us are out here trying to do stuff by ourselves. We got this big vision that God has given us, and we out here figuring that I'm gonna take more classes, I'm gonna attend more seminars, I'm gonna read more books, and I'm gonna spend more time grinding and being team no sleep and hustle trying to build my business. And the reality is that when God gives you a vision, it's so much bigger than yourself that without a team of people, it will not manifest. It just cannot happen. Guys, there's some stories that have recently took place. You can go look up the Fire Festival. There's another girl, I'm gonna find her name, but she's a fitness instructor. She got this big case going on right now. People want to sue the crap out of her. She's one of these fitness influencers who promise people all this stuff. She was trying to do everything on her own and couldn't fulfill what she needed to fulfill. Hey, how you doing? The kids are coming. Hold on. What's up, baby?
Gave me this.
A boy gave you a heart. Tell Carson, come on in. Oh, Lord, you got gifts from a boy.
Hey, guys.
I'm picking up Carson and Chloe. Okay, y'all hop in.
Jari?
She's trying to act like she don't know his name.
No, I'm trying to remember.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Happy Valentine's Day. Close the door, y'all. All right, y'all, put your seatbelts on.
So, guys.
Oh, Chloe got a heart from a boy for Valentine's Day.
It is a box.
Mama, I have a lot of candy.
Okay, put your seatbelt on, y'all. Let me finish this video, and then Mommy's going to talk to you guys. But here's the thing. This woman tried to make all these promises to these people that she couldn't fulfill. She was taking everybody's money. Kathy Don, or some girl out of Texas. Go look her up. I'll share the article. But she started over-promising. She couldn't deliver because she was trying to do everything herself, right? So when you are operating from a place of very low overhead...
I'm going to eat the chocolates now.
Don't eat too much chocolate, Chloe. Your stomach's going to hurt.
There's only 4.
Y'all put your seatbelts on. Y'all seatbelts are on? Is your seatbelt on, Carson?
Yeah, that's somebody.
Okay, good. So anyway, she tried to do it all herself. When you set yourself up, y'all, where you have disposable income, now you can hire people who are qualified, they are over-experienced in that area. You don't have to take another class. You don't have to wait another 6 months to go to another seminar, to read more books, to gather the skill set in that area. But you now can start investing. Brittany Don, thank you, LaQuanya. Brittany Don, go look up the story on Brittany Don, y'all. This woman she's frazzled. Her life is falling apart in an instant. One of these big influencers. She had that whole Fire Festival. If y'all haven't heard about the Fire Festival, y'all need to go to Netflix and watch the documentary. It's the company that Ja Rule was a part of that, man oh man, changed the game for all the hype and smoke and mirrors that people put up front versus what they're able to fulfill on the back end. What? It's disgusting? Oh. He probably got that from the Dollar Tree, baby. Don't eat that candy. Close that, please. I need to inspect all candy before y'all put it in your mouth. Please do not put nothing in your mouth until I inspect it.
This is stupid.
Yeah, it's okay. It's the thought that matters. He wanted to impress you.
I don't even know that guy.
But he gave it to you. It was sweet.
It's not sweet. It's Chinese food.
It's okay, Chloe. Hold on. So anyway, Brittany Dawn, look her up. When you have more income, y'all, you are able to actually invest in the people who can come together and help you manifest that vision for a greater level of impact, right? The Fire Festival was insane, y'all. Go to Netflix. I can't remember what it's called on Netflix. I had me and Chloe watched it. And Chloe, the Fraud, was it the Fraud Festival? I don't know if that's what it was called. Fire Fraud or something like that. FYRE. Crazy. But here's the thing, y'all, and this is my point in this whole thing, because y'all know I get long-winded and I start going into tangents because I'm a creative and a visionary, so my brain does not work in linear places. It works all over the place in different connections. So when you follow me, you got to keep a trail of where I'm going. But the bottom line is this, you guys. You have to understand that a shift is happening in our economy and in the world that we live in today, right? And you need to start positioning yourself where you are in control of your own economy. Otherwise, you are going to put yourself in a very compromising position that when the economy shifts, you will not be able to sustain the lifestyle that you have. And trust me, I have been down that road of bankruptcy, foreclosure, repossession, homelessness, and everything else in between because of being naive and being on the other side of the consumerism bubble than being more aware than I am now, right? Number one. Number two is y'all don't be following these people and believing the hype of all these folks who are trying to get you to understand that their material things that they are promoting to you is the source to your success. That is not the source to your success. Neither should you be following these folks down their path of destruction into getting caught up into things or that equating that things mean that you have arrived. True success is operating in your gifting and your purpose and being positioned to create a level of impact on the lives of people to the point that, guys, you are rewarded handsomely in joy as much as you are in income. Most people don't say that. Yes, you need money. That's a whole nother level. But guys, I am going to begin to equip you guys and help you to understand what you need to do to position yourself financially to start transitioning your life. So that you can get out of this bubble of deception and illusion. Like, it's this magical, mysterious thing that's happening in this country that we're in, where people no longer have intuitiveness to be able to see and understand what is happening right in front of their eyes. And it blows me away at how much people believe the hype and they believe the commercialism of messaging that is placed out here to create deception in your life. Like, it's a whole nother story. So here's the thing, y'all. Make sure you get on my list at yoursixfigureyear.com. Yes, I am giving you a call to action. Yes, I am leading you somewhere. Yes, there are some things that I'm going to be sharing with you. And yes, some of them are attached to you purchasing some things. Go to yoursixfigureyear.com. We're going to have more on this conversation about the things that we need to do to start shifting and equipping ourselves, guys, to get ahead of this crowd of the nonsense that people are being fed. Y'all, it's so many false prophets out here. I see a lot of people, because they got big followings on social media and because they've acquired stuff, they're misleading people down these paths of foolishness and foolery and lies and deception because they know how to package themselves up well, and there are a devil and a wolf in sheep's clothing. A lot of you guys, unfortunately, are so addicted to the hype that you follow anybody that got the image of success, and that's why your behind keeps getting stuck into these ruts, because you are following the hype. I get on Chloe all the time. Chloe will tell you she's starting to get into Instagram. She wants to get into modeling and acting and all this stuff, and she, and I'm very, very gangster about these social media accounts with her and all that stuff. No, because you're gonna try to take over. What do you want to say?
I'm just gonna
Go
say
ahead.
that it's also dangerous too, because
Speak loud, Chloe, because I don't know.
It's also dangerous too because let's say I'm like on the runway, right?
Yes.
So there are people just like looking at me, just staring at me. I'm just looking straight forward like nothing happened.
There's perverts out there.
Exactly. And
Yes.
anybody can come up behind me and just
Okay. All right. Thank you, Chloe. I have to tell her what's going on. There are, all kind of things happening with social media. But here's one of the greatest deceptions about social media, guys, is the illusion of what you guys think other people's lives really are, when in actuality it's all an act. And a lot of you guys have become social media, you've become victims of social media depression. You don't even know it. You've begun to have lower self-esteem, You disqualified yourself from the vision that you have. You've talked yourself out of doing things because your face not beat all the time. You don't have red bottoms. You're not driving a luxury car that costs more than $80,000. You don't have a big house, so you scared of your background. You intimidated by the fact that you don't know any influencers, and you're not an influencer, so who are you to do what God has called you to do? You don't have the big following. You don't have a big list. You don't know how to do the internet marketing stuff, but God has told you to do something for years, and you keep talking yourself out of it. But because you've started to compare yourself to all the different pieces that you see people you think are the qualifiers for you to operate in your gifting, you're missing the mark on your assignment, and you don't understand what you need to do to get out of this rat race. Guys, we're going to talk about that. Make sure you get on yoursixfigureyear.com. I actually have a webinar coming up in the next, in 2 weeks on the 26th of February. I'm going to be sending you guys some information about that. I'm going to start showing you guys the strategic steps that you need to take to begin to reposition your life. Guys, this is not just about making money. This is not just about launching a business, selling a course. This is not about those things. It's about a holistic approach of what we need to do as a unit. What are the things that we need to do for our family? What are the things that we need to do for our body? What are the things that we need to do for our mental health? What are the things that we need to do financially? What are the things that we need to begin to shift in our lives so that we can begin to have a different experience on a daily basis for how we live our lives? So there's a lot of stuff, y'all, that is coming out the pipeline. Y'all can tell I'm bursting over. It's so much that I've been wanting to say for years, and it's just been boiling over in me, which is why these posts end up being so long. But guys, it's coming, and it's time to have these conversations. I'm so sick of these people out here who have these big audiences and these big platforms, and they are shoving so much garbage down y'all into y'all brains and down your throats, and you guys have become just feeders of it. Like, you just eat it and you feast off of it. And it's because it's not enough people who operate from a level of wisdom, integrity, or in a spiritual realm from what God has assigned us to do. We're not stepping up. We're not doing what God has called us to do. We're not being obedient. We're not being bold enough to be the voices that can cry out in the wilderness when everybody is living in darkness, and we're willing to be the light. We're not willing to deal with the constant challenges of publicly talking about this stuff when you're going to have a lot of people who might want to challenge you on it, or who might want to, whatever goes with the territory of doing this. And so, y'all, it's time. It's about to be a major shift. We're going to be stepping into some major conversations. Make sure you go to yoursixfigureyear.com. I'm going to be inviting you guys to some private conversations. My brother is like, listen, we got to do this a certain way. And so we will. So y'all just make sure y'all go to yoursixfigureyear.com. You can go to the number 6, or you can go to SIX, and we'll be talking about this stuff, y'all. But it's a lot of major shifts that are happening, okay? And the time is now for y'all to start transitioning yourself into a place of wisdom, and not into a place of operating from trends and from popularity and from what everybody else is doing. So I know I ran my mouth the whole time to pick up my kids, and I'm running my mouth the whole time to get home. But y'all know I'm fired up. This is my call. This is my gift. This is my assignment. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And because been behind the scenes trying to put websites together and write email campaigns and helping clients bring their vision to life, I've been real slow on doing what God has called me to do, and the time is now. That will be slow no more. And neither will you. So be slow no more. So shout out to all of y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all share this video. It might be pulled down, as a matter of fact. We talked about some stuff on here that I may need to pull it down. So go to yoursixfigureyear.com. Get on that email list. I'll be giving you guys a heads up of the webinar that's going to take place on February 26th. So stay tuned.
Bye, guys. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Mommy, can we go to Shelby Park?
Yes, we can, because it's Valentine's Day, and Mommy's going to do some Valentine's things with her Valentines. It's Valentine's Day, and it's Chloe's birthday on Saturday.
You guys,
how old are you going to be, Chloe?
11. And you guys, please donate some money, because I'm going to have an Airbnb, have a glamping party. We're going to go to the mall. We're going to go to the movie. We're going to do something fun, and I need you guys to donate.
Donate
please.
Money. Chloe said donate money. You going to create a GoFundMe account for your birthday party?
Please, you guys.
We're going to have a GoFundMe for Chloe's glamping birthday party.
This will be the best birthday party because I haven't had a birthday party
So
in like
yeah,
5 years.
so this is a new age birthday party.
But Mama,
Chloe wants us to rent an Airbnb for 2 nights, right? And we're not getting just a regular Airbnb. It has to be a big house with a luxury house because she got luxury taste, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be a luxury house.
Is it only going to
Then-
be you and Chloe, Mom?
No, baby, it'll be a whole party, and you will come too. Then she wants us to they want to do glamping, so we would have to hire the lady to set up the glamping tents and all this stuff. Then I was like,
turn here.
I'm turning, baby. Then I was like, well, who gonna carry all these kids around? Because she wants me to take them to the mall and take them here. I said, so who gonna have this big old truck to be able to?
Mama, that's too much money. You don't have that much money.
Hold on. So then she was like, oh, mommy, we're gonna rent a big truck. You rent a big truck, a big van to take everybody around. So now we got to rent vans. And oh, by the way, when we go to the mall, we're going to go shopping, right? And then they got this whole thing with YouTube called Can't Say No Challenge, right? So the Can't Say No Challenge is for 24 hours, Mom, you can't say no. So whatever we ask you for, you got to give us. I'm like, do the Can't Say No Challenge come with a budget?
No.
And she was like, no. That's that old YouTube craziness. We ain't doing that.
Not old, Mommy.
That's that new YouTube craziness, and we not doing that.
Exactly.
So, all right, y'all.
Please fund me.
Running my mouth, which I have for a good 30 minutes.
Wait.
Oh, hi, Monique. Hey. Hi.
And say, hey, LaQuanya.
Hi, LaQuanya. Can you donate me, please?
Donate me.
Please.
Tell her get a job. I told her she can work and earn her money. I told her, I said, your birthday budget is $200. Tell me what you can do with it. I said, I want you to sit down, calculate the cost of an Airbnb.
Hey, Lanika
Wait,
Scott.
you don't have your seatbelt on. Girl, sit your behind back.
Hi.
Sit your behind back.
Hi, Lanika.
Get your face out the camera. I said, you got $200. You got to budget in your birthday cake, the Airbnb, this rental car you want to get. Let's see how far $200 will take you. Your clothes, shopping for clothes, the food y'all gonna eat. Show me how you work that budget, baby. That's your birthday gift.
I don't know, dog.
If you can make magic happen with your $200, then whatever you want to create, we can do.
Yeah.
And she got on there and started looking up $75 Airbnbs, and we did not want to be sleeping in no $75 Airbnb. I was like, I ain't going to the house.
I told them, something funny happened too. So I was like looking up how to do a birthday on a budget.
Yeah, she looked up how to do the birthday on a budget.
On Pinterest.
And it came up. Some good stuff came up. That means make your own gifts, make your own food, make your own cake.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I was thinking. Like,
you got to learn to get creative. You got a budget, boo.
Yeah, we can go to Walmart and like
and come
make
up with
our
some
own
stuff.
cake. I mean, I don't care how it looks as long as it tastes right. Because it can be like I can make a cake, you pan it out, put some fondant on top, build the fondant, then I'm done. It's not hard. Damn.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all just riding with us to this is a vlog. Add this on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you don't sit your butt down until the car stop and put your seatbelt on, boy. Now, y'all stop doing that. Even though we're in the park, you don't do that. You don't take your seatbelt off until we stop. Sit back and put your seatbelt on.
Don't learn from us.
Sit back.
Learn
This
from
is a vlog. We probably should put it on YouTube. We have to edit it. Right?
I like to use
So we're supposed to start this YouTube channel.
like
And
a
this is what
year
they do
ago.
on YouTube. They just talk. And I'm like, we should have been doing this all these years. Which we could have and should have. But we will start.
Still could have been doing it.
We can do it now because you guys are still young. Right? But I look back on some of the videos that they've done and I was like, oh my gosh, they were so cute and time has flown by.
And y'all,
Yes, Carson. They can see you, honey love. What do you want to say?
you gotta go. Do not go to Dollar Tree and get these chocolates.
Do not eat your candy from Dollar Tree. You might give it as a gift, but don't let your kids eat no candy from Dollar Tree. I don't even buy candy from Dollar Tree. I don't want to knock people who buy food from Dollar Tree.
I don't want that in this bill.
But I am very concerned about where this stuff come from when it hit the Dollar Tree thing. Can you please put your seatbelt on?
It's on.
So no offense to Dollar Tree shoppers, because we shop at Dollar Tree, but we went and got our cards and stuff there. I didn't go get no candy from there because I don't want I don't want nobody feeding their kids stuff that I wouldn't feed my
Food
kids.
poisoning. Oh yeah.
Why is nobody at the park
empty
today? I guess because it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we have the park to ourselves.
This
It's
is so
one of the
cool.
best Valentine's Day gifts ever.
Yeah, y'all can go play. It's
And we don't have to wait in line.
It's a free for all parking. All right.
Parking.
Okay, go ahead. I'm coming.
Yes. All right, guys. Love you guys. Mwah, 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 mwah. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we practically watched
Don't buy
them.
Dollar Tree food.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Carson, you can't take your candy out there. Bring me your candy. Huh? No, baby. It is windy out here. That's why nobody is out here. It's windy.
Mama, don't say we have to go.
Yeah, I don't want to be out here in this wind.
You can stay in the car. I can watch you. No worries.
Carson, give it here, babe. Y'all got like 15 minutes. I'm going to let y'all run over there real quick. I'm going to watch you, and then we got to go. Chloe, put your jacket on. Give me that chocolate, girl. That's so sweet. You need to take a picture with it and tell them thank you and give them a copy of the picture. But all right, go ahead. 15 minutes. Put your jackets on. All right. The Nick Chronicles. Yeah, look. If this how they making money on YouTube, these folks out here, all they do is chronicle their life, and they making a killing on YouTube. People out here, I want y'all to go to People Magazine. I think it's People, or what is it? It's one of these. I think it's like Cosmopolitan Magazine. Just go to Google and Google top YouTube earners 2018. Okay? And they'll show you the top 10 YouTube earners. The number one YouTube earner is a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old. He made $22 million last year. Y'all already know who he is because your kids are watching him. If you have kids, right? But I think out of 10 of them, one of them was Jeffree Star, who's a makeup artist. He sold, I don't know, 800, some craziness. But then out of 10 of them, like 4 or 5 of them were gamers, where you literally just watch them play video games. And they made like $18 million, $14 million. Yes, Ryan's Toys was the highest paid YouTuber. He's 7 or 6 years old. He made $22 million, and he reviews toys. Ryan's Reviews. And not to mention, when I went to Toys R Us for Christmas to get the kids some stuff, not Toys R Us, Walmart, Ryan has his own toys now. How about that? That's the one that opens toys. Yes, Sean. He got paid from opening toys. Here's the reality. Money is out there, y'all. We just got to show up and get it. And we have to create the discipline and the consistency. This is my thing. I've learned that I've been so inconsistent in what I know. There's a difference between what you know and what you do. We can all know stuff. God knows I'm an encyclopedia for a lot of stuff. It doesn't matter if you don't do nothing with it. And that's been my revelation from the Lord, is like, Nick, it doesn't matter what you know. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how much you studied, how many books you've read, how much you can strategize and shift and show people stuff. If you're not disciplined and consistent in what you do, it doesn't matter. So the name of the game is picking something, being disciplined and consistent enough to bring it to life, being patient enough with the process so that whatever it takes to bring it to life, you can handle the timeline. Like, so many of us want instant gratification, and that is the death of our dreams. Instant gratification is the death to your dreams, right? And that's why I'm telling y'all, and I'm just gonna keep talking. So this is like a YouTube vlog. So if y'all gonna still be here, I'm gonna still keep talking, right? Hey, Cookie. Hey, I miss you. Good to see you, sis. Y'all, Cookie is like a big sister. She was my neighbor growing up. She gave me my first job babysitting her baby when I think I was like 9 years old. And I used to come and babysit her baby, or help her. I would be there with her. Hey, Cookie, good to see you. But that's the thing, y'all, is the ability to be consistent, the ability to be disciplined. You know, a lot of us we want instant gratification. And that's why I'm telling you guys, like, stay away from people who push and promote materialism as the way to success. And I see people out here talking about, you need to listen to me because I make X amount of dollars. Man, why I need to listen to you when the way you making your money is killing yourself? You know, you killing yourself. You going 24/7. At the end of the day, what you're creating is not sustainable. So you might be making money now today, but you may not be making money tomorrow. And you want to make me believe that because I don't make the same money as you, or because I don't rock the level of materialism that you rock, that I'm not good enough, or my dream's not big enough, or that I haven't had enough success to believe in my own vision that God has given me. Man, please, you better get up out of my face. I'm so sick of these people who acting like they some God's gift to the earth, and who you are and what you know is not valid because you ain't produced millions. Y'all listen, not everybody is designed to produce millions. Okay? I saw a post the other day that says something like, what if I don't want to be a millionaire? And it was one of the best posts I ever read, right? Thank you, Cookie. But it said, what if I don't want to be a millionaire? And when I went and read the blog post, she talked about the fact that what if I'm good with being a mom that is here for my kids when they get out of school? What if I'm good with being able to have a house where my kids have a bed that they can lay in, and I'm grateful for our little corner of the earth that I can create a haven in, a safe haven in for my kids, that I don't desire to have a mega mansion, right? What if I'm good with being a wife to my husband, who's the breadwinner for our family? What if I'm good and I don't have all this big ambition to go out here and chase this $1 million opportunity or that $1 million opportunity and wear myself out and burn myself out trying to balance between family and business, and I'm okay with just being able to be a homemaker? What if I'm good with being able to give my kids, a home cooked meal versus a $300, ribeye steak at a steakhouse? What if I'm good with that? And when I read that, I was like, I love that. Because not everybody wants the $1 million lifestyle or the mega mansion or the ultra luxurious car or to be rocking red bottoms or to, even me and my husband had this conversation. It was about the fact that when you start accumulating bigger things, you start being aware of, I got to manage the grass to this house. I got to manage the pool to this house. Our power bill is way more. We got about 5 rooms in this house that we don't use. I got to bring the cleaning crew to clean this house. It's so many other additional things that come along with the mega mansions and the things like that, that you start realizing, like, you know what? I'm cool with my 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,500 square foot house that's paid for, that gives me enough disposable income to travel when I want to travel. I'm good with my car that's paid for, that I don't have to go out here and be dropping $1,500 a month on a car note that every time I got to get an oil change is costing me $500, or one tire is $1,500, or, you know what I mean? Like, everybody don't want that. And we need to stop thinking that that's the way to live and that that's how you should be. Man, y'all know I want to say some expletives, but the Jesus in me wants to censor that. But I be wanting to tell him that's some bullshit. Y'all know what I want to say, right? I'm sick of all these gurus and experts and influencers that's trying to tell us how to live our life. Like, if we not wanting to be like them, then something's wrong with us. Man, please. Y'all know I got a lot to say. That's why this video is like an hour long. But I need to end it and go watch these kids play on the playground in this very windy weather. So y'all make sure y'all go to yoursixfigureyear.com. And what are y'all doing anyway? Y'all sitting here watching this. Y'all, aren't y'all supposed to be at work? It's like 2:30 in the afternoon. 3:30 in the afternoon. So anywho, y'all, I'm going to go out here in this windy weather. Should we do these vlogs more often? Maybe I will do some more vlogs. Everyone has their own level of being grateful for where they are, and it's okay. Amen on that. Yeah. Everybody has their own level. And some of us want the super ultra empire, and some of us just want to be able to give our family a good quality of life. And a good quality of life, y'all, is the fact that we happy doing us, whatever doing us looks like. You off work today, Sean? Awesome. Yeah. So anyway, it's a lot of amazingness, guys, that we'll be talking about in the upcoming months. And I'm super excited. Put on your calendar, February 26th, we're going to be doing a masterclass, a webinar. And we're going to be talking a lot about lifestyle. Okay. And one of the things that I really want to start working with you guys on, even for my own self, is our finances. Not just making money, because everybody teaches us how to make money, but how do you manage your money? How do you budget your money? So for example, there's this girl that I follow. Many of y'all probably follow her. She is phenomenal. She has the brand Luxurious Credit. So go follow her. I don't know her, don't have no connection to her, but I was on her Instagram page for like an hour this morning reading her page. And now she inspires me. Like, she's a mom of 5, y'all. She went from being on welfare. She launched this company 12 years ago doing credit repair. And now she has this whole empire doing all this stuff, right? But I follow a lot of people in the debt-free community. And one of the principles that they teach is living off of your last paycheck. Not the most recent paycheck, but the paycheck before that. So for example, and it depends on who you are and how you work. But if you got to pay your 2 paychecks ago, you're living off of that paycheck now. So you get that paycheck, your recent one, you set to the side, you don't touch it, and you divvy it out. I'm still learning how you do it. But what happens is you assign your money, and I do this anyway, but you assign your money before you actually spend it. And guys, that was one of the biggest breakthroughs I ever had, was getting an envelope. And you can do it the envelope way, or you can do it the bank account way, where you assign your money to go to different places. And you might have different bank accounts. So you may have a bank account for your household expenses. You may have a bank account for entertainment. You may have a bank account where you need a bank account separate for your business. And you automatically, when you get paid, you start percentaging out where that money goes. And that's changed the game for me. So you basically assign your money before you even cash your check, before you even spend your first dollar, so that now you start having an assignment to your money. So those are things that we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about healthy lifestyle. You know, what does it mean to really take care of your body and your temple, how to keep your energy level up, what things to put in your mouth, your food, and all those different things. I've totally shifted how I eat. We're going to talk about family, making family a priority. Stop allowing yourself to be manipulated to chase money over your marriage and chase money over your first ministry, which is your household. We're going to talk about that, because it's a lot of people whose marriages are falling apart, whose lives are falling apart because they chasing money. And people be like, well, you got to get your grind on, and it's just going to be where you just got to sacrifice some stuff, and your family just got to understand. No, boo. There's certain things that, yes, are going to be a part of the journey, but there's certain things that you cannot neglect in the process of the journey. I've learned that the hard way. So there's a lot of things that we'll be talking about, and I'm excited. So stay tuned. My kids are so happy they got this whole park to themselves, because it's like 50-mile-per-hour winds. It feels like out here. That's what it sounds like. So anyway, y'all, I can't wait. I got so much to share. This is what happens when you've been bottled up for a year and a half, just on zip mode. When God quiets you and makes you sit down and be still and listen. So anywho, I guess we must say goodbye. And I will see y'all on our next hour-long vlog. People are going to be seeing this replay and be like, who going to sit there and watch her for a whole hour? I don't know. But for those of you, if you have been here with me this entire time, I want to say thank you. All right, y'all. I got to go. Let me shut this down.